Why, hello there, old sports, and welcome to the Hollow Knight Glowing Womb Only Challenge. Now, to cut to the chase, there's kind of a problem that I have to address. This challenge is either so hard that it's almost impossible, or it's way too easy. I chose the easier route just because I value my sanity a little bit, and by the time I was recording this, I was starting to feel a little bit burnt out, so, forgive me, I guess. Now, there's two routes I could have gone down with this. I could have given myself Grub Song and Hive Blood and just infinitely farmed soul that way, but that would have been excruciatingly boring. Or, what I did end up doing is I gave myself King Soul and then Glowing Womb, so I had infinite amounts of soul. And you may be thinking, I guess I was thinking, isn't there a way you could get Dream Nail, you could have enough soul to where you could kill Grezmother, free Sly, or you could go sit in a hot spring, build up soul, go to Grezmother, kill her with the hatchlings before you run out of soul, free Sly, grind up enough Geo to get the lantern, then go to Crystal Peaks, get the Dream Nail, and then you can get infinite soul from there, theoretically. And that would be all good, and I tried doing that. But then I thought about something. The Hollow Knight is immune to being Dream Nailed. Its mental defenses are too high, or too strong, until Hornet literally stabs them in the head. So, that kind of throws a wrench into my plans of doing this legitimate. Well, it's not legitimately. I'm giving myself the charm to start out with. If half these runs aren't legitimate in any source of anything. So, what I decided to do is just start with King Soul and then go from there. And then I ran into a problem too with King Soul, where I was like, well, if I get Void Heart, then I won't have King Soul anymore. So I can't fight the Radiance. So that's a problem. So, today we're only going to be beating the Hollow Knight. I hope you can forgive me. I'm already 2 minutes into the video. This is a mess. I apologize. Now, while I start the game out, I'm just going to explain a few things. The way Glowing Womb works is every 4 seconds, a hatchling will spawn. Up to 4 hatchlings or you can have up to 4 hatchlings at one moment. And then the hatchlings cost 8 soul, so it will take 8 soul away from you, spawn a hatchling. And then the hatchlings will home in on the nearest enemy, dealing 9 damage before exploding. Or not like exploding, but like popping, and then dying. If you have Defender's Crest, they make a little poison cloud and have less contact damage, but I never ended up using Defender's Crest on this run, so keep that in mind. And then also, if you have Fury of the Fallen, their damage is increased from 9 to 14. They get a 5 damage point bonus. So, there was a few fights I tried to use Fury on, but that ended up kind of biting me, because I'm only at 1 hit, so if I make a mistake, I'm dead, and then all of my progress that I spent like 20 minutes trying to get goes down the drain, so that wasn't very fun. Because, again, my damage output is 9 damage every 4 seconds. That is not a lot. And, as someone else pointed out, I think it was, I forget the YouTuber who mentioned it. If I remember, I'll put it on screen. But the thing is, Glowing Womb, your damage output is less than if you were just spamming unbuffed, Vengeful Spirits. Like, it is pathetic how much damage these things do not do. It is just sad. So, yeah, Glowing Womb is kind of a trash charm, but I guess that's why you guys have been asking me to do a run like this. And the thing is, Glowing Womb is a lot better when used in tandem as like a side, I guess, like it's like a little addition with damage. If you're going like a full nail build run or something like that, having the extra damage might be helpful. But when you're doing a run with only Glowing Womb, it gets incredibly tedious, let me tell you. So, that's kind of awful. Yeah. And then I guess it's time to talk about False Knight. Oh god, False Knight. False Knight is really annoying because his armor has a hitbox for some reason. Like his armor when he's down has a hitbox. So that causes lots of problems. Mainly that the hatchlings try to go to the center of that hitbox, which is like a dead hitbox that doesn't take any damage, so they're not hitting the maggot, and then the maggot gets up again, and then I get pounded by a giant mace bug thing. So that's fun. And by fun, I mean it's not fun whatsoever. I don't know why I keep saying that. That's just lying. I'm being sarcastic. I don't know. So, False Knight, I just gave up eventually and just decided, okay, I'm just gonna hit him when he's down. I don't care. This challenge is already taking too much out of me. So, Glowing Womb. Yay, I hate this charm so much. Or, I don't hate it. It's just not very fun. Like, at least with Thorns, it was like there's a strategy I had to use. With Grimchild, there's a strategy I have to use. With this, it's just like, okay, wait for like heat-seeking missiles to do their job, I guess. After putting down False Knight, and now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't even need to do that. I could have just waited till the hatchlings decided to eventually, like, accidentally hit his maggot hitbox, and then just waited for him to do. I only had to do that once, because, oh god, I could have done that, and then because I didn't end up having to go back to kill his dream form, so I could have just, oh god. Okay, so after killing the Elder Balder, I go to Greenpath, fight the Vengeful King, yada 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 yada. And the Vengeful King is actually annoying because it kept spamming the summon attack, so that was awful. Hey, remember that dead hitbox I mentioned in Hornet 1 Arena a few times in previous videos? If you haven't watched those videos, or you just forgot, I think my hypothesis is that when Hornet's, like, originally standing in the center of the room before she jumps back, there's a hitbox there, and the hitbox is never removed. So the hatchlings just keep homing in on that hitbox. So I have to, like, lead Hornet into the middle of the arena where the hatchlings are floating around, so she'll take damage so I can actually hit her. So that was awful. I keep saying that. This whole challenge was awful, and I only went and fought the Hollow Knight. I could have made this worse on myself. I could have done worse. Sorry, I'm fine. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous about Fog Canyon because of all the, you know, explosives. But since this charm is so terrible, the DPS, or the spot hatchling spawns so infrequently that it doesn't matter. After that whole debacle, I go down to the Mantis village and get the Mantis Claw, and then go rescue Bretta for a mask shard, even though I probably didn't need it. I probably didn't need a 6th mask, I'm gonna be honest. It probably was unnecessary. But who really cares? I don't, because I get to be done with this stupid challenge. Sorry, I hope I don't come across as too bitter. I'm having, like, this is the worst one, I guess, so far, but, like, I don't know, I could be doing worse things with my time. I could be, at least, like, this was just kind of boring and frustrating. It wasn't, like, anger-inducing, I guess, but then again, you could argue that being angry is better, but who knows. Also, I'm kind of showing off my whole process here, because there's not really much to say. I kind of just ran through everything as quickly as possible, because I wasn't really planning on doing many fights, so, and I mean, there's no point in doing any fighting that isn't necessary, because my damage output is so laughably pathetic, so I kind of just ran past everything I could, so. I also rescued a few grubs here and there because mask shard, and again, I probably didn't need a 6th mask, but again, I got it, so who really cares? Who really knows? I don't know. I'm silly. I don't make good decisions, obviously, as you can tell by the fact I even did this challenge in the first place. After spending about 30 to 40 minutes grinding Geo, I just buy the lantern from Sly, and then I realized that I don't have enough Geo to get the 50 Geo, or I don't have, like, the 50 Geo I need to pay the toll to get into the Crystal Peaks. So what I do is I go to Grubfather and then just get the money from there, because I forgot to go to Grubfather. That probably would have saved me a little bit of time grinding, because again, my damage output is terrible. So after that, I just kind of dash all the way over to the Crystal Peaks, go get the lantern. I almost die because of the lasers and how, like, sometimes when the crawlers will, like, go over a corner, the laser will, like, bend in a weird way. So I almost got killed there. I also pick up the shopkeeper's key, but I don't end up using it for anything, because again, I don't know why I picked up half the stuff I did in this run. So then after that, I just go and get the Crystal Heart. I was thinking about fighting Crystal Guardian, but when I thought about doing that, I was at 1 HP, so I decided against it for obvious reasons. And then after that, I'd went and rescued like 2 or 3 more grubs before quitting back to Dirtmouth, so yippee. Also, now that I think about it, I could have gone down through the Crystal Peaks into the resting grounds instead of wrapping around to go through the Blue Lake. I'm not sure why I did that. Oh wait, no, I did it because I had to open up the city entrance. Yeah, that's why I did that. Never mind. After going through the Blue Lake shortcut to the resting grounds, I grabbed the Dream Nail and then rushed directly for the city. And the thing about the city is that this is where the enemies really start to scale up with health, and I actually have to fight a lot of them because they're in my way. And this becomes a problem for obvious reasons. One example is the Husk Guard that you need to kill to open up the entrance to the Watcher Spire, because again, I'm not doing glitch strats. And it has a shield up a lot of the time, and even when it doesn't, it still has a lot of health, so that's annoying. After about 30 minutes of fighting, the Watcher Knights go down, and this was incredibly annoying. I tried using Fury strats one run, but I eventually realized that was a terrible idea, and quit trying to do that. And the thing is, the Watcher Knights don't take damage when they're spinning, but the hatchlings can still ram into them and die, so that's awful. I hate this boss. No, I don't hate this boss, I hate this charm. Never mind, I said I didn't hate this charm. No, I don't like it. This is where it really started to get awful. I forgot how bad this was. until I rewatched the footage. Oh god, this charm is terrible. After killing Lurian, I just do the normal any % route where I go back to Dirtmouth, take the shortcut, or I acid skip with Crystal Dash through the shortcut to Fog Canyon, run past there, and again, Fog Canyon isn't dangerous because these hatchlings are so slow that they can barely keep up and damage the Uumas before I am out of the room. So, I guess that's good, I guess. And then after that I fight Uumuu, and Uumuu is terrible because it's Uumuu, who would have guessed. And again, the hatchlings will throw themselves into Uumuu's barrier even when it's up, therefore popping themselves, therefore losing out damage output. So it took me like an hour, not an hour, it was like more 45 minutes, but like, it took me a long time to beat Uumuu. This was terrible. Do not recommend. Please don't do this. It was an awful idea. Don't ever use Glowing Womb. I was thinking about making a charm ranking, and if I do, Glowing Womb is going directly at the bottom. I do not care. Real quick before we fight the Hollow Knight, I'd like to bring up Hera, because the joke is that I skip over Hera. Or I don't skip over her, but like skip talking about her. Hera was easy. The Devouts are annoying. You get it. Or the Devouts like shield themselves, so you have to wait, and it takes a while. Anyways, Hollow Knight time. Finally, we have the Hollow Knight. And the Hollow Knight is sad. It's just, this fight takes a long time. I don't know what to say that I haven't said previously. This fight's more difficult, I guess, because if I run low on health, I need to wait for the soul to build up slowly. Or even slower than normal than with normal King Soul, because I'm constantly getting part of it sapped away by the hatchlings. But I can't Dream Nail the Hollow Knight to get a soul boost to heal, so that's annoying. Other than that, it's just dodge the attacks, and like normally, it's a bit more difficult when you only have Claw and Dash. You don't have Shadow Dash or Wings. Some of the attacks can be more difficult to dodge, but I've done like any % Hollow Knight enough times to be able to dodge it somewhat frequent, or to dodge it mostly consistently. The third phase was annoying because it was the longest one, where it like starts stabbing itself. And again, it only takes 1 damage during that animation, so the hatchlings were basically going to waste, so that was terrible. This fight is just, I don't know, it makes me dread what could have been if I went and fought the other one. But also, sorry this video is shorter than normal, just because I don't really have much to say, because this episode is about only half the length of the other ones, because I didn't fight any of the true ending stuff. I didn't fight any of the Dream Ghosts or the Warrior Dreams or stuff like that. So I didn't do Traitor Lord or White Palace. So this run felt a lot shorter, I guess, so I don't know how that will translate to the video. The Hollow Knight eventually dies due to babies, I guess. It literally got its ass kicked by a bunch of infants. Or a swarm of infants, I guess, but an infant nonetheless. I'm gonna take a break for like if you were only interested in the challenge, feel free to click off now, but I was just gonna talk about, I've been kind of starting to feel a bit burnt out. I hope it isn't showing too much in the final video, but I'm gonna take a break for like a week or maybe less, because if I want to work on stuff again, I will, but until I feel better, I'm not gonna force myself to work or anything. So if there's any other games you'd like me to see, if you'd like to see me try challenges in, if there's any other Hollow Knight challenges you'd like to try me see, feel free to put those in the comments below. Have a good night, and a good day, or whatever time it is for you, and goodbye.